G'day, I'm Fish from Flamenco Gypsy, and today I'm going to share with you 5 tips to improve your practice and do it effectively. Now these tips are from a guitar perspective, but they still apply in many ways to singing and dancing. So I've been a full-time guitar student for 2 years now. And I think it's taken me about this long to get a grip on how to study and practice effectively. But making the most of your practice time is super important because not all of us can be full-time students. We want to make sure we use our time to the full advantage. So tip number 1, going nice and slow. I've had many teachers encourage me to play at speed when you're just not ready. But I've also had a couple that have encouraged me to go really slow. But I can tell you from personal experience, when I play something really slow in time without mistakes, I just understand it. So the question is, why bother going really fast and building those mistakes into your practice? The science is in the muscle memory and remembering that perfect practice makes perfect, not just practice. If you're always practicing with those little mistakes, you're going to build them into your playing. So take it slow and correct. Tip number 2, using a metronome. Now personally, I hate the metronome for all the reasons why you should use a metronome. It is ruthlessly keeping time, even when I think it's wrong. For practicing technique, I use a standard metronome of 4/4 or 3/4 depending. But for practicing falsettos and compas, I use a flamenco metronome. So just pick your favorite. Tip number 3, working on one mistake at a time. If you focus on everything at once, it's just overload and you won't really focus on anything. So pick one thing to improve at a time. For example, if I'm thinking about not repeating my fingers when I'm doing picado, that's what I focus on. I shut out all other mistakes and make sure that this particular one is okay. Later I can focus on something else, but this is really the secret to effective practice, taking everything in bite-sized pieces. Tip number 4, using a mirror. Now of course dancers, you guys do this all the time, but us guitarists not so much, right? Something that can help you when you're developing your hand positions and technique is the use of a mirror. It gives you instant feedback, so you know where and how your hands are sitting. Plus you can understand the teaching tips a little bit better because you'll be viewing it exactly how your teacher views your hand position. So you can remember their feedback and just apply it. And the last tip, tip number 5, almost goes without saying, proper warm-up. Okay, so us guitarists probably only really notice this when we go for that blistering fast picado on a cold day when we haven't warmed up, because it's like impossible, right? But it not only helps us play better and smoother, but it also protects your joints from injury. And come on, that's like the dreaded enemy of every flamenco artist. Well, I'm sure there's plenty more tips that you guys have out there, so please share them in the comments section down below. And if you want more videos about flamenco stuff, guitar, dance, singing, just subscribe to our channel because we've got heaps of videos coming up. Enjoy!